my channel. My name is Becky Duff, and I am here to bring you another tag video. This is the Library Lovers book tag, and I saw this video on Heather's channel from Bookables, Heather from Bookables channel, a while ago, and I've been sitting on this like all summer, and I'm finally getting to it now. So I will link her video down below and the original tag video as well. So let's just jump right into this. How often do you visit your local library? So lately, since having a baby, it's been almost weekly. I used to go fairly often before having the baby as well, but now every Friday morning is story time for babies. So 0 to 12-ish months. There's a few people there that have babies between like 12 and 18 months. But it's just geared towards a younger audience. They have the mats set up with a bunch of toys that they wash like before and after the babies come into play, and they can crawl around and play with the little toys. And there's a little craft, but lately they've been doing the craft in like just giving us a bag to take home to do a craft. Like they have like a little handprint thing, or they had they give us little things of paint, and you put it in like a little canvas, flat canvas thing. And they had it in a Ziploc bag, and then you just pour the paint on it, put it in the Ziploc bag, and have the baby, like, mash around on it. My decor. Have the baby, like, mash around on it, and then that's their art. And then this month, it's, like, a little footprint thing that I haven't got to yet, but I got the little baggie for it. They've been doing it, like, in the little baggie, because you don't always have time, or you don't want to get the baby messy, or whatever. And then Saturdays, they have a story time, same time in the morning, but it's more like up to 5 years old, so there's crafts laid out. So it's an hour long, so you have like a half an hour of singing and dancing and story time, usually 2 stories. And you do like the wheels on the bus and patty cake and stuff like that, right? Then on Saturdays, so half an hour of like the singing, songs, story time, and then half an hour of free play. And then Saturdays, they have the half an hour again of the stories and stuff, and then half an hour of the free play with the crafts set up and stuff. And like I said, it's for up to 5 years old, so they can color or do the crafts while there. All my kids are over the age of 5 now, except for the baby. But they'll come with me, and they will pick books to read while at the library, pick books to bring out, to take out from the library. My 7-year-old, or my almost 9-year-old daughter will sometimes do the craft as well. And if it's not too busy and she's not taking that craft away from a younger kid, like that's okay. And she loves doing the crafts and stuff like that. And then my son will like run around and pick games and stuff to play, like take out from the library. But he also will sit with my baby, his little brother. He loves him so much. And do like the dance and the moves and stuff with him. So that's really sweet. So I've been going pretty much weekly. Yeah, that was a like 4-minute answer to that first question. So let's move along. Number 2, are you the type of person who checks out more books than you know you can read, or are you someone who only checks out the exact number of books you intend on reading before they are due? It's a long question. So how many books do I take out at a time? I sometimes will request a lot of books, like if I'm doing like a readathon or something, and hope to get, not in hopes of necessarily reading all of them, but just so I have some options. My baby's sitting on the floor tearing apart my crafting corner there, so say your readathon has 5 prompts to it, and I don't have any books that fit those prompts, which is unlikely, but for the sake of this question, I will take out 5 books that fit each of the prompts and see what I can get to, kind of thing. And usually like one book will hit 2 or 3 prompts or whatever, but I'll take out more and then not necessarily always be able to get to reading them before they're due back. And at our library, we get 21 days to take out games, books, movies, things like that. Right now, I have 2 books out from the library that I personally want to read, that it's kind of stressing me out because I'm like, I gotta get to these books, but they don't fit in anywhere with my current reading and what I have at home. One of them is All American Boys, that Ashley from the Bookish Realm suggested for her video of banned books. That was a book I wanted to read, and I still haven't got to it yet. That might be a book that I return and read next year during the banned book week. We'll see. I also have Psycho out from the library, and I got an email saying like, your items are ready for pickup, but I didn't check to see what it was. So when I got there, I was like, Psycho? Okay, I remember requesting this, but I don't remember why I requested it. It's a pretty thin book, and I'm almost done reading The Weight of Blood, so I am hoping to finish that. Today is, as I'm recording this, today is October 26th, so I'm hoping to finish it by the end of October. Psycho. Finish The Weight of Blood today and then read Psycho. It's small and normal people would be able to read it in those like 4 days of the rest of the month, but we're also traveling to Edmonton Friday, Saturday, Sunday, so I don't know how much time I'll have, but we'll see. So, do I check out the exact amount of books you intend on reading? I try to, but I don't always get to all the books. My daughter, on the other hand, last week when we were at the baby story time, she had like 3 stacks of books out, and she's trying to be all aesthetic in my video, and I'm like, I'm just going to prop this here so you can see it, and it's all pretty, and I'll not knock it over. I also intended to hold my coffee cup. See, I'm all over the place. My little ghost. He's so cute. And I only have him out for like a month. My son's looking at it. I only have him out for like a month of the year. So I gotta like use them as much as possible. Anyways, my daughter had like 20 books out. And she's like, I want to take these books out. And I'm like, no. Pick a couple of books to take out with you. And speaking of books, it's the book fair tomorrow. Yay! Scholastic book fair all this week at school. But tomorrow's the time that they're gonna be, my kids are gonna be able to go and I gotta give them money and stuff. But she's also reading mostly, she's almost 9 in November. She's reading mostly graphic novels, so those go by a little bit faster. So my daughter tends to take out lots of books. Okay, we're like almost 10 minutes into this, and I've gotten 2 questions down, and I'm like, I want to keep this under like 15 minutes. So there's only 7 questions. Well, that's like 2 minutes a question. Let's go. Number 3, how old were you when you got your first library card? I don't remember ever having a library card as a kid, actually, and I was not a big reader. So I got my library card here at this library at least 10 years ago. So I would have been, I'm going to say 23 because I'm going to be 35, so a little bit more than 10 years. But I'm going to say about 23 because I think I got it before my daughter was born. I was 23, turning 24 when I was pregnant with her, and then had her like 6 weeks after my birthday, after I turned 24. So I think it was around 23 that I got my first library card that I can remember. So a little bit older, but I think I really didn't read as a kid very much, and the only books I read were books that they made us read at school, and there's like a handful that I enjoyed. And I didn't get into reading until I was in my teen years, like 14, 15, and at that point I just went to the bookstore. I did go to the library to use internet, but I don't remember taking out books from there. There was a used bookstore, and I think it was half the price of the sale price. They charged half or whatever, so I just bought my books from there. Number 4. Do you go to your library looking for a particular book, or do you check out anything that piques your interest? Yes. I was trying to write a book a couple years ago, a nonfiction book about raising kids and dogs, and my husband was working 7 days on, 7 days off, so on his Tuesday off, I would go to the library for the last couple hours before it closed, and I would walk and see what was in... I would walk and see what was available in the stacks for the dog training books and raising your kids books. And upstairs were those books where there was also, they have DVDs and Blu-rays as well. For the adults, all the kids stuff is downstairs. So I would go through there as well. And the Christian faith religious section as well, I would go through and I would find books that just piqued my interest. And I had to stop doing that because I have, look, just this one bookshelf alone. That's just the top of this one bookshelf, and this is almost all unread books. So I needed to stop going to my library to find books that I found, and those books I need to read. Those ones there. And these books are mostly all read books, but this one on top is unread, and the rest are read. But this series is 5 books up here that I haven't read yet. And yeah, so I had to stop just like browsing the library, but there are times I walk through and something will catch my eye. Like earlier this year I read the ebook of But You Don't Look Autistic, and me and my husband are finishing listening to Funny You Don't Look Autistic. So that was just something that caught my eye, looked interesting. And I'll take it out. I don't always get to it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I'll check to see if it's available as an audiobook. But if I'm looking for something specific, I have learned that I can check it out from the online catalog and then just go and pick it up. Now, I'm the kind of person who likes to browse and go through and look, and I know how to find, like if I look it up and it says it's in this section, look for this, the Dewey Decimal number and stuff, I know how to find it. I am so old, you guys. When I was in school, we had this little filing cabinet and you'd pull it out and you'd have to go find the card and you'd pick out the card and you'd read the number and you'd have to go find it. That's how old I am, okay, you guys? One day I went and my son, who's now 7, was like screaming and having a meltdown, and I was upstairs in the quiet area where it's not adults only, but it's the quiet area. There's a section that's kind of like it's walled off with like windows, but it's the teen section, so you can like close the door and it's still quiet for people that are like researching, studying, just sitting quietly and reading, writing a book like I was doing. And I was looking for a specific, I think it was like it doesn't really matter what the book was, but it was like a weight loss book or something. I was reading something. I don't read like weight loss books, but I was looking for a specific thing that I saw probably on BookTube. I saw it was like, it's in this section, this is the number, and I just couldn't find it. And my son was like having a meltdown and he's screaming, and this guy's like, can I help you? And I'm like, I'm looking for this book, and he found it for me. And then I found out, like, you can request your books online. So that's what I do now. If I get to go and just browse the books, that's awesome. But yeah, I just request online now. So I do that to get the particular book that I want. And then they also have displays with books, like, facing out. And those are the ones that will catch my eye. Number 5, do you use your library to check out just books? Or do you also check out DVDs, audiobooks, etc.? Yes, yes, yes. I have Libby and Hoopla, and I do ebooks and audiobooks through that. We can get DVDs and Blu-rays. We get PlayStation 4 games, because that's what we have. We get Switch games from there. You can also, they have kits that you can take out from there, like art kits and stuff like that. Like, our library is so cool, and our library is also part of the recreation center in town. So like right when you walk in through the rec center, the library is like on the left, and it takes up this huge area. Like, it's huge. And then you go in there, on the right is the swimming pool, and there's a gym upstairs, and like all this stuff. There's a track up on like the 3rd floor of this building, everything. And you can like rent a week membership for the gym, which includes swimming and all that stuff. So that's really cool. So yeah, we take out a lot of stuff. We haven't checked out or like there was this woman and her daughter, I assume a mother-daughter, and they were taking out like a suitcase. It had like a barcode on it. The guy scanned it and like she checked it out, and we're like, she's taking out a full-on suitcase. What is in there? And we asked, and they're like, yeah, like they have photography kits, they like with cameras and stuff in it that you can borrow. They have, I think, one with like a telescope in it, like all this cool stuff. So we definitely have to look into that for sure, especially like maybe this winter I'll look into more of that stuff when we can't go out, like go to the park or go for walks and stuff. Check out your library. It's amazing, honestly. From what section of your library do you check out a majority of your books? YA, middle grade, adult, nonfiction? So for me personally, mostly adult and nonfiction, and then a lot of middle grade and YA. For my daughter is 10, she'll be 11 in January, so she's kind of on the cusp of middle grade and YA, like really young YA. And I'm trying to remind her, like, she's like, this book is boring or whatever, but she's taking out like Five Nights at Freddy's graphic novels, and that's YA. But I'm like, don't just keep gravitating towards YA stuff. Like, you're 10, relax, enjoy your childhood, please. But kind of like on the cusp of YA. Sometimes I'm looking for a YA book that I've seen on BookTube that sounds interesting that I want to read. I think that All American Boys is YA, but mostly adult and nonfiction. And then children, like all of it, because I have kids, right? But for myself personally. And then number 7, what is your favorite part of using your local library? It's free, honestly. And they just started this year of having on your receipt, and I don't always get the physical receipt, but they will email it to me, and it's like, today using the library, you saved this much money, and it's like almost $200 like every time I go, because like I said, my daughter's checking out like 20 books. And then like video games and stuff like that, like the Switch games can cost $60 to $80. And so my husband has started, unless it's a game he absolutely knows he wants, like a Mario game that we know he's going to play and collects them and the whole family's going to play it and stuff. If it's just a game he's not 100% sure on, he'll just request it from the library. Hopefully they have it. And then if he likes it, he can invest that $80 into that game. Or maybe it's not a game that he wants to replay, so he'll just play through it and then return it to the library, and it's awesome for saving money that way. During the summer, they have like Friday family nights, and I can't remember if it was every other Friday or once a month or whatever. They would have like movie family nights, and they have popcorn and stuff. So that's really awesome. Some of them fill up really fast, like the ages 6 to 9 or 6 to 8, and then 9 to 12, like 6 to 8 is like their kids program, and then 9 to 12 is like their preteen, and then 13 plus is their young adult stuff. And my daughter's always like, I want to do the young adult stuff, and I'm like, the teen program, and I'm like, no, you're not 13. Just like I said, just chill, enjoy being a child. But they'll have like art classes, and this summer they did like how to draw a comic book, and my kids just love graphic novels, so I signed them up for that, like learning how to draw. The first session was like plotting your story, and then the second one was, what are you eating? Monopoly House. That's perfect. Don't eat that. The first session, like I said, was like plotting your plot, character development, plotting like your story and stuff like that, obviously, and then like drawing and whatever. So that, like, I just love all the youth programs, and by youth I mean like my children. My baby is teething his top teeth. He's got the top one is like out, and then the one beside it is like almost out, and his 2 bottom teeth are out, and he's like grinding them, and it's grinding my gears. Oh, it's so gross. He grinds them. Oh, don't do that. It's bad for your teeth. You want to show off your teeth? Smile. Say, look how big I am. I am 9 months old today, October 26th. Show off your teeth. Eee. Where's your teeth? You see your handsome self? There's your bottom teeth. Yes. Hi. Say hi. So, yeah, and Jesper loves the library. He loves books. And we sing the song, The Grand Old Duke of York. And the guy marches his guys up the hill. He marches them up the hill. And he marches them down again. When they're up, they're up. And when they're down, they're down. And when they're only halfway up, they're neither up nor down. That's his favorite. So anyways, I love my local library. I love that it's free. I love that they have lots of programs. It's somewhere I can go, and it's part of the rec center, so I like just where it is. They have a Mr. Pretzel there now. They have a Yoga and Fruz. They have a Second Cup. We don't have a Second Cup anywhere in town, but at the rec center, they have the swimming pool there, so like we can go as a family and go swimming, and then like we can drop off our library books at the same time, or pick up our library books, or say we want to have like a family day. We can go swimming, and then grab some Yoga and Fruz, and grab a movie, and go home and have like the rest of the family day kind of thing. So yeah, definitely check out your local library. See what else you can take out from your library that's not just books, because there's so much there to check out. And thank you for watching. Say like, give this video a thumbs up if you use your library. Thumbs up. That's a finger. Comment, subscribe, hit that subscribe button. What are you looking at? And we'll see you next time. Say bye. Bye.